Hello, glow getters. Happy Sunday, happy Easter. I hope you're all doing amazingly well. I'm wonderful and I'm so grateful and thankful to be here with you guys on this beautiful day. It was sunny here all day today, and I got to get outside and enjoy enjoy my time outside, enjoy some time in nature. So I hope that you guys have had the same Sunday. How is everybody doing? Who's with me? Who's with me? Hi, Bon. Hi, Sam. I kind of hesitated about doing the live today just because I know it's Easter weekend and some people have a holiday tomorrow, some people don't. And, even though we are in sort of a bit of a lockdown again, I figured some might be out there enjoying the nice weather. But Spirit spoke and said, nope, you committed to doing this every Sunday, so you better get to it, girlfriend. So I said, okay, Spirit, you're the boss. How was your Sunday, ladies? I saw your picture, Bonnie, with Summer baking a cake. I might need to steal her for a weekend so she can come bake me a cake or some cookies or something. But how are you guys doing? How was your weekend going? You had a great day. I love that. I love that. Excuse me. Get some tea. Oops. What did I do here? I'm clicking buttons that I don't mean to be clicking. If you're just popping in, say hello. Right. Have a bucket by the bed. No problem. No problem. I'll take care of it. Hey, Jode. How are ya? Happy Easter. Maybe I'll put this on this side. I might start clicking buttons again. How is everybody? It doesn't tell me who's watching. But I am happy to see you, happy to have you here as always. I might wait a couple minutes and see if anybody else joins us. I know I started a little bit later today. Again, I wasn't sure. Kind of went back and forth about doing the live because it is typically a family weekend. But, Spirit has other plans. So I got to be here. I got to do my thing. She's horrified. Oh, poor thing. Is she feeling better, though? I hope so. I hope it was just a one-off. No more snacks before bed, son. So what's been going on, glow getters? What's the go down? What's the low down? Other than, poor little Sum and her episode. She was fine immediately after. Oh, poor thing. Poor thing. Sorry, Sum. Sorry that happened to you, sweetheart. I got stuck between sweetheart and sweetie, and it came out sweetier. So that's fun. Apparently, I've lost the ability to speak today. We'll just give it a couple more minutes, and then we will get started. I hope some other people get to join us. But if not, I am happy to deliver the messages to you three watching. I don't really have any chit chat to give you, so maybe we'll just start. Maybe we'll just start. Everybody hear me okay? I mean, obviously, because Bonnie's responding, so that's good. I'm never sure. I'm always a little bit. Oh, I forgot the hold on. Change the view so you can see the stacks of cards. Apparently more sad me saying something than what happened. I think I know what you mean. I think I know what you mean. It'll be okay, Sam. It'll be okay. All right. Are we ready? Are we ready to start the weekly messages for this Sunday, April 4th? Yeah, April 4th. Good messages this week, you guys. Good messages. So let's get started. We have stack number 1, which is the purple stack on the left. Stack number 2 is, this is an amethyst. Stack number 2 is a moonstone, the white stone center stack. Stack number 3, I don't know what this stone is, and I'll just show you a little bit up close what it looks like. I don't know. I got it in this little baggie of stones, but it didn't have a description. They didn't have any list of the stones, so I don't know what it is. But we're calling it the red stone, and one of these days I'll do the work myself and figure out what the stone is. But that being said, let's get to these messages. So we have again the purple amethyst stone. I really love this stone. And this week we're using the Goddess Power Oracle. We are using the Psychic Tarot Oracle, and we are using the Mermaid Tarot. And the cards this week are Green Terra, Crown Chakra, and the Seven of Swords. Now, let's see. Okay, so we're going to start with the tarot card, the Seven of Swords. And the message this week from this card is about releasing. It's about releasing the thoughts and beliefs that don't serve us anymore. So you see, these mermaids have found a treasure chest full of swords, and they're only taking what they need. They're not grabbing for all of them. They're taking what they need, and they're leaving the rest for somebody else to find. That's what the message is this week. Make sure that we're only carrying the energy that serves us, and only the energy that is ours. We have a tendency, especially people who are sensitive, who are empathic, we have a tendency to take on other people's energy. We all get that phone call from a friend who is upset about something, and we immediately go into defense mode, protect mode, like I'm hearing the word comrades, like we're just fighting this battle together. Let's do this. And while that is a beautiful thing in our relationships to take up for the people that you care about, we have to be very careful that we don't take on the energy that they are dealing with, that they've come to us with. We can help be part of the solution. We can help be part of the healing process, but we can't take it on ourselves. We've got enough. We've got enough that we take on. We've got enough energy that hits us, that is ours, that we don't have space, or we shouldn't make space for the energy of other people, especially because that energy doesn't always serve us. And so when we're carrying energy that doesn't serve us, we end up blocking energy that is for us, blessings that are for us. So this Seven of Swords coming out is a reminder to take what we need, leave the rest for somebody else who can use it. And I feel like there's a question of, well, how do I do that? Because I want to be there for my friends. I want to be there for my loved ones. I want to be able to help. I want to, we have this innate tendency to want to fix. We want to fix somebody else's problems, and we don't always want to fix our own. And so how we do that, how we discern what is ours and what is not ours, what serves our purpose and what doesn't, is to tap into the crown chakra. And the crown chakra is the top of the head, basically the crown, your hair crown, you know, that little, the cowlick or whatever it is. That's where the crown chakra is. And we need to operate with that open so that we can communicate with the universe in a non-verbal kind of way. We can pick up on those feelings, that intuition, that divine intervention that comes up. You know, we think of it as our, you know, our conscience or our I can't think of the word now. Whatever that word is, that inner voice, that's what it is. That inner voice that says, this is right, this is wrong, I should do this, I shouldn't do that. I mean, it is where our ego comes from. But if we've got our crowns open just enough, we can have that direct line of communication with the universe, with spirit. And they can help guide us to what is our energy and what isn't. We can also, you know, tap into our own feelings, our own bodies. And when we're faced with a should I, shouldn't I, is this mine, is it not mine? What does your heart say? I know this is about the crown chakra, but I'm also very, very strongly feeling the heart space, the heart chakra here, that will tell you when it's your energy and when it's not. Your heart will feel heavy, and it's very subtle. And this is where the opening of the crown chakra is helpful, because it sends that signal to the heart chakra that when we ask ourselves, is this right? Is this for me? We will either feel a heaviness that says, nope, it is not, or we'll feel the flutter. We'll feel our pulse quicken very briefly, very subtly, but you'll feel it. And that'll be your push. That's that fire. All of these things that we talk about in a non sort of spiritual sense, but they are spiritual because they're the way that the universe communicates with us using our own bodies. So having our crown chakras open allows us to experience those things. It allows us to feel those things and recognize them, so that when we are dealing with energy of any kind, it doesn't have to be negative. It can be very positive, but sometimes it's too much. Sometimes it gets in the way of us actually doing the work. We get this feeling of overjoyed and just so ecstatic. And we forget that we still have work to do. Just achieving that feeling is not the goal. It's not the journey. We need to recognize it, but then we need to do the work to stabilize it, and also to continue it, to make it repeat, to feel that way all the time. But we forget that when we get to that, woo, yay, I've accomplished something. I've done this, I've done that. And then we stop. And then it's like a sugar, it's like the sugar high, right? We zing straight up into that sugar high. We're really, really great. And then we crash. And it's like, it's all come falling down. And we mistake that for a tower moment. And that's really not a tower moment. That's literally just us coming down from the high of you know, being overjoyed and having this burst of positive energy. We need to stabilize that and balance it so that we feel it, but that we still recognize that there's more work to be done to maintain it. And that's all kind of leads back to keeping the crown chakra open so that the universe can communicate with that with us. And then the last card for the first stack is Green Tara. She is the Tibetan goddess of salvation. She's also known as she who saves. And this card really, when I was reading about it and just listening to what the universe was telling me, what spirit was telling me about this, it was the message I got very loud and clear is, you are not alone. We're meant in this lifetime. We signed contracts. We agreed to learn lessons of all kinds. Positive, happy lessons, negative, painful lessons. We agreed to that. And so we have to remember that this is all part of the journey that we signed up for. And part of the lesson is how to live in community with others. So a lot of the times, you guys, we take on this energy, right? We try to pick up all these swords, and then we get left feeling like, well, now I'm by myself holding the bag, because we've taken on that energy from the people around us, from our loved ones, co-workers, whomever it might be. We've taken it on. They've now released it because they released it onto us, and they've moved on, and they're out there living their best life, as we like to say. And now we're here with this heavy, burdened feeling and energy. Green Tara says, no. We have to learn to live in community with other people, and to what that means, or what we need to remember about that is that living among other people, living in community, doesn't mean we take it all on. It means we serve our purpose in that community. We help where we can, but we have to make sure that we're protecting ourselves. We have to make sure that their energy, their journey doesn't affect our journeys. Their energy doesn't get left behind onto us. We only take and we only keep what is for us, what serves us. So Green Tara says, live in that community with others, but remember that the universe will send us the right people at the right time. So sometimes even that feeling of being alone, it's part of the lesson. It's part of the process. We have to go through that to learn something. Then the right people will come back, or will come to us to help us get out of that, or help us move forward from it, or motivate us to move forward. However that works, the right people will come to us when we need them to. And that we have to trust that our needs will always be met, even in those moments of despair, those moments of frustration, those moments of pain and sorrow and sadness and loss. Trust that our needs will be met. We will come out of that. We're not meant to stay there. We need to learn something, and the longer it takes for us to learn it, the longer we stay there. So we have to learn the lessons and then move on. We also have to stop being afraid to want what we want, desire what we desire, and go after it. We all tend to live in this energy of lacking, this energy of, I can't have a prosperous life. I can't have a really decent savings account. I can't have my dream job. I can't have my dream family. Because we believe we don't deserve it. We believe that that's only for other people. How many times have we said that? Oh, this type of person or that, but like it's only for this type of person. Living this lifestyle is only for that type of person. That is not true. And that is what Green Tara is also reminding us, that this universe is overabundant. There is always enough for everybody, without taking away from other people. We deserve and we can have absolutely everything we want and desire. What we need to do is give that up to the universe. Talk to the universe about it. Tell them what we want. And goddesses like Green Tara, our spirit teams, they will make it happen. We have to do the work. We have to clear energy that doesn't serve us. But once we do that, we make room for them to step in and say, okay, this is what you said you wanted. Let's give it to you. Release the energy of lacking. Release the conditioned thought process that says you can't have everything you want. You can't have everything you desire. We need to get rid of that right quick, because it's just not true. There is absolutely enough for everybody. And as I always say, you guys, if it is meant for you, it will never miss you. That is the stack number 1. Again, that's the purple stone. The stack on the left in the picture and the stack on the left in this picture as well, I guess. Really powerful message. Release, release, release. Pulling tarot or oracle. Chelsea, it's a mixture. There's 2 oracle and 1 tarot. And yes, manifest that you can. Yes. Yes. It's all about manifestation. And that is the key to manifestation is releasing what doesn't serve you, only being mindful of your thoughts and your words and making it happen. Just making it happen. You love what? What are you loving, Chelsea? Tell me. Share so we can love it too. Hey, Christy. You guys, this mug that I'm drinking my tea out of, and yes, it's tea. I can't show you because I'll spill it, but this mug was given to me as a gift by the lovely Christy Mariazzo. Thank you so much. It's perfect. That you have a mixture of cards. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't like to just, I could do a reading with just tarot, but I like having the oracles in there as well. I think they give a different perspective. There's always a different message. Every time I look at these cards, there's something different, even if they pop out. And it's been happening where, like the 7 of Swords, I think was last week as well. And I feel like it's showed up a few times. So, but every time it's a different message. It really depends on the other cards that come out with it. Okay. Stack number 2. This is the Moonstone. Beautiful Moonstone. The center stack. And we have Iris. We have Patience. And we have the King of Swords. 2 swords this week. Air signs. Okay, let's see. How do you want me to read these? Okay. They want me to go with Patience first. So this Patience card, in a traditional tarot deck, it is the Temperance card, which is about balance and patience and moderation and self-control and all that good stuff. And the message that I picked up from Patience this week was about having balance and patience when we're dealing with ourselves and with others. We have to understand that our journey may be very different from someone else's. And while they might be parallel, they are not the same, and they shouldn't affect one another. So you can ride side by side together, but eventually you go at your own paces and you can't worry about the other people in your life. And it's really, this message is about really having that patience with yourself when you're falling behind where you think you should be based on other people. It's not about other people's journey. It's about yours. It's about our own individual journeys. And we just have to stay open our hearts and open our minds to really understand what the purpose of our own individual journey is. We can't base our success or assume our failure on other people's journeys. That's just not the way that works. And the universe doesn't want us to do that. You know, you can take, and it's kind of going back to the first message about energy and keeping the energy that is for you and that serves you and leaving the rest. So, you know, while we're on our own individual journeys, we can take examples, we can take the experience of others and apply it as long as it's true to our own journey, not just because they're doing it, but because it makes sense for us because it's what serves us. And there's really no mistakes. There's only ever lessons, right? So you can choose to do something that somebody else has done because you think it might be for you and you think it might enhance your journey or make your journey better or easier or whatever the intention is. You can do that. But it's not a mistake to do that if it doesn't actually work for you. You're trying it. And that's what this life is about. Trying things, trying new perspectives, learning as much as we can. So you have to have that patience for yourself to make those mistakes, and I'm calling it that for lack of a better term, but to try these different things and either stick with it or release it and move on to something else. And that's what the patience card is about this week. Just being open in your heart, open to the experiences that work and the experiences that don't in both your heart and your mind. Don't get disheartened when it doesn't work the way you thought it should or you wanted it to. Don't get down on yourself because of that. Appreciate it, acknowledge it, and then release it and find something else. Move on, do something different. And don't compare. We get into this, that's the word. Don't compare ourselves to other people because their journeys are not our journeys. We are individual. We were made so perfectly unique that no two journeys can be the same. And the sooner we can really take that in and really live that mindset, the better our journeys are actually going to be. And the less we will hold on to feelings of failure, and despair, essentially, for having failed as we perceive it to be. It is not that at all. It's just that we were meant to go on this certain path to live into our uniqueness. So that's patience. Then they want me to go here to the King of Swords, who is all about commitment. He's about being committed to his journey, being adaptable, being agile, being resilient, and being determined. He gets it done. He gets it done. And he's not worried about how other kings before him have done it, how other kings in other kingdoms are doing it. He knows his land. He knows his community, his people, and he knows what he needs to do to get there. And that's what this card is reminding us to do, is be that committed to our own journeys. We can appreciate, we can celebrate our friends and family and our loved ones. We can celebrate their journeys with them, but we need to stay committed to our own. Oh, you want to go do that? That's fantastic. I wish you nothing but success there. This is my journey. This is where I'm going. So I'll catch up with you later. Maybe our paths will cross. Maybe, maybe we'll ride parallel for a while, but that is not mine. And that's what the King of Swords is all about. Be adaptable, be agile, be resilient, be determined. And then finally for this deck, we have Iris, the Greek messenger goddess of communication. And you guys, she slapped me in my face. She literally, I don't know if you guys can see, but she looks right into your soul. Literally when I flipped her over to read her, she stared right at me and she was like, "Are you listening?" Because what she says is your words have impact. Just sit with that for a second. Your words have impact. Not just your words, but your actions and your thoughts. They all have impact. So, what she's come out to say is that we need to be clear and we need to be mindful of our words, our thoughts, and our actions. And especially when we are communicating with the universe. We have to be detailed. When we're speaking out in the first stack, speaking out our desires and our wants. This is taking that one step further and reminding us that we have to be very clear about what those desires and those wants are. We can't just say, oh, I want to be rich. Do you want to be rich, or do you want to be prosperous and happy? Because rich and prosperous and happy are two different things. We've all heard the saying, money doesn't buy happiness. But it sure makes misery a little more comfortable sometimes. But does it? Right? We have to go into those kinds of details. So when we are asking the universe for abundance, especially financial, we are making sure that the energy surrounding that is also positive. Because just asking for millions and trillions of dollars, sure, the universe can give that to us. Absolutely they can. But at what cost? At what price? Did we even consider what that cost was and if we were willing to pay it? So when we are manifesting our dreams and goals, when we're speaking to the universe about asking for help to co-create that, we have to be clear about those things. And then we also have to, and this goes back to the releasing of energy, opening that crown, is that we also have to be willing to listen to what the universe, how the universe responds. The signs, the communication that the universe gives back to us when we communicate with them. Yeah, we have to be aware of their answers, because sometimes the universe will say no. And it might be a no, like that is not for you. You don't want that. Or it's a no, not yet. You need to do a little bit more work. And we have to be able to know the difference, because when we get told no, what do? What does a kid do when you tell them no? They want to know why you said no. They want to know, Mom, if jumping off the back of a couch is going to hurt me, if you say so, well, how is it going to hurt me? Let me just try it one time and see. And then they bust their head open. Right? We do the same with the universe. The universe says, no, we can't have it. And we either throw a total hissy fit and shut down, or we pursue that thing anyway. And the universe is like, okay, well, keep doing it then. Just like our mothers would. Keep doing it then. You'll see what happens. And then we bust our head open. So we have to pay attention to what the universe is saying. Are they saying no, absolutely not? Or are they saying no, not yet? You're not quite ready yet. We also need to be aware, or we need to start asking for clarity, asking ourselves for clarity in what we're thinking and talking about, but also asking other people. Sometimes people aren't clear about what they need from us. Sometimes they don't know. They don't know what they actually need. So you figure it out together. Sometimes they don't want to just come out and ask you what they want from you. And we have to be able to say, whoa, what is it you're actually asking of me though? And then decide if it's something we can give or not. But always make sure that you are speaking the truth when you communicate with others. Make sure you're speaking the truth, but always make sure you're speaking it from a place of love. It's very easy to be negative. If we're not, it's vital. It is crucial that we speak our truth. Speak it to ourselves and speak it out into the world. But we have to be mindful that we are coming from a place of love. And even though the truth does hurt sometimes, if you say it in a loving way, and if the person receiving the message from you knows that you only mean their highest good, you only have the best of intentions in telling them what you need to tell them, then it only hurts for a second. But if we go into it intentionally being hurtful, telling the truth in order to hurt someone, that's where we get into trouble with the universe. And the universe says, remember that thing you asked me for? Remember, this is why it's a not yet. This is why it's a no. And until you can course correct that bad attitude, it's going to remain a no. So we want to be truthful. We want to be very clear in our communication with people. We want to expect clarity back when we're communicating with other people, but it always needs to be from a place of love. And that, they're like, yep, that's it. That's what we had to say about that. So be committed to your journey. Have patience with yourself and understand that your journey is uniquely your own. And speak the truth. Speak the truth and speak it from a place of love. Bonnie, you're willing to pay? You're willing to pay the price for prosperity? Okay. Don't say I didn't warn you, though. Don't say I didn't warn you. Okay, last stack for this week. The red unidentified stone. Yet unidentified. It will be. I will find it. I will find it. All right, glow getters. We have the goddess Lakshmi. We have memories of love. And we have the hermit in reverse. For trillions, I can pay someone to fix my... Oh, Bon. Oh, Bon. Oh, dear. Okay, we'll talk after. Okay, so what are we? Which one do you want me to start with? The hermit. The hermit. So the hermit, when the hermit is upright, the message is typically to take a pause for the cause, as I like to say. Take time out and basically sort your shit out, is what the hermit is all about. Reevaluate, reassess, reset, reboot, all of the re's. But do it alone. The hermit in reverse is the opposite. The hermit in reverse is saying it's time for you to get out there and get back and rejoin the world. Reconnect and rejoin the world. And I know a lot of us, in this last year have felt very disconnected, and we have to be. And now that there's, restrictions are changing, we have to go into that mode again. But we can still connect. We can still be part of our community, part of our own society that we've created around ourselves, friends and family and so forth. So it's time to start doing that. It's time to start reaching out and reconnecting. They just keep yelling it at me. Reconnect, reconnect, reconnect. All right, I heard you. Thank you. And they're like, that's all. It's just time to reconnect. Now, they want me to go here next. Memories of love. And what this card said to me was, it's maybe time for some of us to revisit some of our past experiences. Not to sit in that energy, not to dwell in the pain if we're revisiting painful experiences. This is all of it. So this is pain as well as happiness. But it's time for us to revisit some of that, to find the blessing in it. To understand, when we were talking before about our journeys and that we've signed up for this. We signed contracts way before we became physical beings in this lifetime. We signed a contract to experience things, to have knowledge that can only come from certain events. In this lifetime, in our mindset now, in this physical form, we tend to shut out the bad experiences. We tend to throw blame. We can blame ourselves. We can blame other people involved. We can blame whatever higher power we believe in for forsaking us or all of that stuff. very rarely do we stop and find the blessing in that experience. And that is such, sorry, throat chakra. That is such an important step in this journey for each of us. Is to truly learn something. We have to see both sides of it, or all sides. Maybe there's a third side that we hadn't even considered, right? I literally just heard there's your side, my side, and the truth is somewhere in the middle. So it's like there's three sides. And that's kind of what we need to be looking for. That's what we need to find in all of our experiences. And that's why this Memories of Love card has come out, to kind of remind us to go back and reflect. And then we can really take the energy from that event, from that experience. We can take it and use it for our highest good, parts of it. And then we release the rest. We appreciate it for what it was and for teaching us what it needed to teach us. And then we move it on. And you have to think about this. If you're sitting there and saying to yourself, God, why does this always happen? Why does this one thing always happen? What is this pattern? Right there is your spirit team stepping in and trying to show you, because you're not learning the lesson. So you have to repeat. What happens when you're in school and you don't pass a grade? You repeat it. You repeat it. And I know it kind of, it's become a joke in like the movies and that, where, they say that, oh, this one character has repeated the third grade 4 times or whatever it is. But literally, that's what happens to us with spiritual lessons, with life experiences, that where we're supposed to learn these spiritual lessons from, we keep repeating it. It might be a different face, but it's the same thing over and over and over again. So if you're seeing that repetition in your life, now is the time to stop and really dissect what that was, the good, the bad, the ugly. Get in there and see what the lesson was. Figure out what you were meant to learn. Only then will you stop that cycle. And you can move on, and you can appreciate all of those same experiences for teaching you what they taught you. But then you can really release and let them go. So that's what the Memories of Love card is in this one, is to find the blessings. Find the blessing in every lesson, but don't dwell in the energy of it. And then Lakshmi, the last card for this week, she is the Hindu goddess of luck and prosperity. And she is here to remind us that all experiences have a purpose. So she's enforcing what that Memories of Love card just said. And we have to seek to see the blessing in all of those experiences. And then we have to appreciate them for what they did. Sometimes the negative experiences actually saved us from having even more negative experiences or more hurtful experiences, like being hurt deeper. It's like this, we stopped there because that was all the pain we thought we could handle, but we were heading into even more pain. So that in itself is a blessing. Be grateful for that. Be grateful that it didn't go any further. And when we have that attitude of gratitude, I know it sounds cheesy, but it literally, it's always in there for me. Attitude of gratitude. When we do that, manifesting becomes so easy. You watch the universe just dumping all of these bigger blessings on you. The positive ones, the good ones, right? They all come in. We create and we co-create things that we thought would take miracles to accomplish. We wake up one morning and we have them. They're there. We get that random phone call that says, hey, I got your dreams and they're coming true. Like whatever it is, however that looks, right? It happens because we learned what we needed to learn. We appreciated what those experiences taught us and gave us, and we've set them aside. We've released them back to the universe to be dealt with, the stuff that we don't need, and we can move on without blockages, without fear, without doubt, just full of love and trust and patience. And that, beautiful, beautiful. So the reminder that Lakshmi also brings in here is to be mindful, and I said it before in this week's reading, be mindful of your thoughts, your words, and your deeds. The universe is always watching. The universe is always listening. And as soon as we get into that mindset of lacking, that mindset of I can't, I won't, I don't, I shouldn't, I couldn't, I wouldn't, all of that, the universe says, oh, okay, well, you don't want it, Ben, so we're going to go. Good luck with all that. And they leave us wanting. The universe doesn't like to not be trusted. So we have to put in that work. We have to, and those are those releasing those energies, right? That's where it all ties in. Release that energy of I can't, I won't, I shouldn't, and so on. So that the universe can go, here you go. Take some, have some, do it. Oh, you want trillions of dollars, hey? And you've created all the space in your energy and in your life, in your physical space for those trillions? Okay. Go play a lottery ticket this week. That's the kind of shit the universe does. But we have to be ready for that. We have to be ready for that. Otherwise, as much as we might be willing to pay with that kind of money, pay other people to fix our problems, the universe won't see it happen. They won't let it happen. Because we haven't made the room for it. So keep our mindset, keep our mindfulness intact. Always come from a place of love. This is sort of the general sum up, wrap up of the whole week, which is really trust the universe, be mindful of our thoughts, words, and deeds, release what we don't need. Always come from a place of love, and the universe will be there to have our backs. The universe will be there to give us what we truly want. But be clear to them about what it is, because it's that old saying, ask and you shall receive. Be careful what you wish for. And that's because we don't think about what it actually means, or how the universe, how our spirit team, our spirit guides, we don't think about how they perceive what we're asking for. Trillions of dollars, yes. Sure, it's money, it's fine. But with that comes these other things that we might not want. So we have to be very detailed when we're talking to them and asking for what it is that we desire. And then believing, if we can do that, if we can be detailed, then the next step is to believe that the universe will actually come through and give it to us or help us to achieve it. Because it's never just a handout. There is always, let me tell you something, there is always work involved. A penny earned, you earn it. And you don't earn it by just asking for it. You earn it by working for it. So the universe doesn't just hand you things. You've got to put in the work. And sometimes that work comes in the form of these lessons that have broken us. Sometimes is how we feel. I am broken from that experience. But I learned something from it. And it might just be as simple as I learned what I don't want. And the universe will say, yep, that's what you were supposed to learn. Okay, let's go. And they will send you things to test you to make sure you've learned. Because it's one thing to acknowledge, oh yeah, okay, yeah, you know, I don't really want that. But when it's offered to you again, will you take it? And why will you take it? Will you take it out of fear that no other offer will come to you? Will you take it out of boredom? Well, I got nothing else to do, so yeah, let's just do that. The universe will test you that way. So make sure when you're actually ready to open your arms and open your hearts to what the universe has for you, make sure you're ready for it. Make sure you truly mean it, because they don't know the meaning of moderation. They don't know the meaning of, give it to you in little bits. They dump shit on you. They send that chariot through the tower into your lap. And those of who have been watching for a while know the cards I'm talking about. They send those two things simultaneously. And you're like, whoa, what the hell happened here? It's because you asked for it. And you've done the work, but maybe you weren't clear. And that's why the chariot comes with the tower. Because something has to fall for this to rise. So just be very mindful of what you're asking for, why you're asking for it. So this is some of the stuff I've talked about in previous messages. Part of this clear communication, this clarity that we're being reminded to use when we're asking for these things, is to really understand, speaking our truth to ourselves, why do I want this thing in the first place? What am I going to do with it? What does it mean to have all that? What does it mean to me? And why do I want to have that in the first place? If we answer all those and we are very, very rooted, grounded in that mindfulness, in that mindset, and we know what the purpose is of asking for those things, then the universe can give it to us. But that's part of that work about figuring out what asking for that one thing. I'll just use the money as an example again. What does asking for $1 trillion, what does that actually entail? What does that give you? What do you get from that? If all of that says higher purpose, then go ahead and ask. What are the downsides of having $1 trillion in the bank? What could that look like? Can you deal with that? Do you want to deal with that? If the answer is no, then maybe hold off on asking. Figure out what amount would give you the same satisfaction, give you the same outcome without all that drama. That's the mindfulness you need to have when you're working with the universe. And that's the clarity and the purpose that you need to go into it with. That is the message. Those are the messages for this week. I'm going to leave it there. How are you all feeling? Who's all with me? Who's still with me? Bonnie, you're clearing now. Good stuff. Clear it up, clean it up. Like you tell your girls, go clean your room. Spirit needs us to do that too. Go clean your room. Bond's still here. Good. Well, as always, my beloved glow-getters, I am so thankful for you being here, whether you've watched me live or you come back and watch the replay later. I'm always happy to see you, to communicate with you, to interact with you, to deliver these beautiful messages. Don't forget, if you want a private reading, you can go on the Facebook page and see, pick what reading or what service you want. I'm going to ask that you guys even though the book now is on there, I don't want to take it off just yet, but I have had some issues with missing requests for appointments. When people book through the Book Now button, I am very, very close to having my website up and running. And once that is gone live and made public, I'm going to remove the Book Now button from Facebook, and you will book through my website. Just working out of the last few details, and then that will be coming up very, very soon. but for now, if you do want to request an appointment, please just send me like a messenger message, or my email. I think my email is posted on the Facebook page as well. So if you want to reach out, please do. But just send me an email maybe, or the messenger. I'm not 100% sure I trust the messenger either, but whichever way works. I will also, for any of you who have friends and family that are not on Facebook, but you think they would enjoy seeing these messages, I do usually post the live to my YouTube channel, also called Rose Glow Healing. I usually post that either later on the Sunday night or first thing Monday morning. So those are usually up and running on the YouTube page. It'll be up within the next 24 hours for sure. But again, thank you all for being here. I love and appreciate each and every one of you. I hope that these messages are resonating and that you find some good advice in there, and that you're able to begin or continue your healing journey with light and love. Until we meet again, please, please, please be well on your journeys. Take care of yourselves. Make good choices. And I will see you all next week. I love you. Good night.